Thanks a lot for being here. It's an honor. My name is Alexander Artopé. I'm the co-founder and CEO, of Smava. Smava actually is a marketplace for loan. We're the market leader in Germany, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about how we have evolved in the last 10 years. So Smava is a company with a very strong mission. That's something we also heard, that the mission-based companies are really, if you stick to your mission, become successful. We're growing very strongly, and we're diving right into it right now. So what we do is that we are a marketplace for personal loans, connecting borrowers and lenders. And when we and my co-founder Eckhard Vierkant started the company 10 years ago, we did it with a very simple belief. And that belief was that credit markets should be transparent and fair. And based on that belief, we developed a mission for Smava. And that mission is to make personal loans more transparent, fair, and affordable for consumers. If you look at the relationship that banks and consumers, especially borrowers, had in the past, it was quite clear that the borrowers always were on that level, but banks were on that level. So it was really hard for a borrower to get a good price and also to negotiate. So our mission is to put the borrowers back on par with the banks to make sure that they are equally empowered market participants. And how are we doing that? By providing a market overview and helping them to get the cheapest loans that are possible on the German market. That vision actually has developed in a really powerful marketplace. We now, in 2017, brokering more than 1.2 billion in annual loans. And that's actually something that comes out of the good balance of the marketplace. We have on the one hand lenders, which consists of 25 banks with different loan products, up to 60. And on the other hand, we also have our own loan products, which comes from the time when we started as a peer-to-peer company in 2007. But we shifted our business model to a more comprehensive marketplace model in 2011, including banks into the equation. On the borrower side, we already have more than 500,000 people who took out a loan through Smava and got the cheapest rates. How is our business model working? The good thing is that it's completely cost-free for the borrowers, so they don't have to pay anything. And lenders actually pay us something like 3.5% commission on the loan volume that they're brokering with us. And that is a very good model because it means that the lenders who are normally having the power are paying us for the volume they're getting through us. And if you look at the marketplace, it's a classical two-sided marketplace. So the more lenders we have on our platform, the more attractive we get for the borrowers because they have a greater product offering. And on the other hand, the more borrowers we bring to the table, the more interesting we become, of course, for the lenders. So what we really love about our business, it's a huge market. And that market is 174 billion new loan book each year, just in Germany. That's also the reason why we are a German-based company only, not internationalizing at the moment, because that market is so huge. And we first want to take that market before we think about international expansion. And if you look at the average commission that we're getting from the banks, the 3.5% that I mentioned, that translates into a revenue potential of 6 billion. So that means we can really build a great company. And if you think about it, what's driving the growth of that market, the first and foremost driver, of course, is the shift from offline to online. So, and that's quite surprising that at the moment, only 14 billion in 2017 of that market is already online. If you look at the overall market of 174 billion, that means that it's below 10% online penetration. And the CAGR of the online growth has been something like 38%, whereas the overall personal loan market has only grown by 2%. So we can see this is a shift that's happening right now, and we expect the 10% at the moment from the online penetration to go up to 30% in the next couple of years, and that's quite a good scenario for us. The second biggest driver is that already out of that 14 billion, the majority of the loans, so to say over 50%, are coming from intermediaries like Smava. And the main reason for that is that the people rather go to an intermediary is because, staying true to our mission, we actually offer a market overview, transparency, and cheaper prices than banks, which are now more and more in a disadvantage compared to players like Smava. And the third reason why online is growing strongly, while the overall market is not growing that much, is that the market structure is very much in favor of an intermediary, because in Germany there's no domination by a single bank in consumer loans. So the biggest player, which is the Santander and the Targo Bank, actually don't have more than 10% market share, which makes it quite easy for a player like Smava to really get bigger and also to have a very balanced relationship with all those banks. The great thing for us is that we're also seeing an additional trend which is taking place at the moment in the personal loan industry, and that's digitization. And what we're seeing here is something where we change completely the process. For us, it's quite exciting because it means that we can actually change from a purely lead gen business into a fully transactional business. Why? Because if you think about how people take out a loan today, it's actually they go to on our platform, type in their data, print out the documents, put in their salary slips, send it to the bank, then the underwriting checks will be done, and then the payout takes place. They take something like 10 to 11 days. Now, if you look at online digital loans, we actually pioneered that space. In October 2016, we came out with a product which is called Credit to Go, where you can take a loan in 10 minutes. You do video identification, we do e-signature, and we also look into your bank account, making immediate credit check and also decision, paying out the loan to your bank account. So this is something which is really exciting, and it's happening right now. So the average borrower which we have is someone who's needing that cash actually for his life. So it's the first car, it's the first home, it's actually the first kid. Whenever consumers simply need cash, we're actually the ones who are helping them to find the cheapest loans. Looking at the numbers, Smava actually has developed quite nice. We have a CAGR of over 90%. If you look at the annual loan book growth, and in this year, as I mentioned earlier, we broke 1.2 billion in annual new loan book. And it has been quite a journey, and it's something where I believe that this is still the early days, because it's only 10% online penetration. So that means this is a really nascent industry, which is quite exciting for a company being 10-year-old. So probably skip that looking at the time, because I wanted to show you something. We also came out with something which, to my knowledge, is the only personal loan so far worldwide that had a negative interest rate. We actually thought it was quite a nice marketing campaign, because we wanted to mirror the ECB penalty rates they are applying for banks. And how we did it was actually providing €1,000 loan to consumers, where they only had to pay back €994 over a 3-year time period. And it was so well received, it was available for 6 weeks in July and in August this year, that even Bild, which is like the largest German tabloid, put it on their headline and gave us a recommendation, and it was really something we're extremely proud of. So to round it up, We also, as the founding team, so on the left-hand side, you see me and Eckhard, who's actually heading our product initiatives, was complemented by two people. One is Sebastian Bielski. He joined us from Delivery Hero. He's been working with Goldman Sachs before, and he's now helping us to grow the company on the financial side. And also we got someone from Nokia and Motorola who's helping us to scale our product and marketplace to the next level. And the good thing is, looking back at the journey of the last 10 years, I'm convinced that the best is yet to come for Smava, and that's really exciting, and I'm very excited about the opportunity. So thanks a lot.
Thank you.